Hello, lovely family and friends. I hope everyone is doing well by God's grace. I am doing fantastically well. So today, I just want to throw this question out there. Do you know what you are seeing? Do you know this meal? If you know this food, if you know this meal, I want you to comment down below. Give it a like first, share, and then comment down below. If you don't know, like it anyway because you love it, and share. Share it with somebody who doesn't know, because today I'm taking you straight to Akuapim, specifically Manfi Akuapim. I'm going to show you how Akuapims we make our yam potage and now Mportormportor. We call it Nyorma. So let's get into it. So for this recipe, you need yam, okay? And the yam, it must be Pona, nothing else. If you use any kind of, maybe you can substitute it with punjo, but Pona is best, okay? Tomatoes, onions, salmon or mackerel, okay? And Toolo beef, you need Toolo beef. So you need nani. Nani can precontrol or pig feet, right? And then you need some red oil. Tomatoes, I've said that. It's a little ginger, about 2 cloves of garlic, and then your chili or your pepper, okay? So my yam, first of all, you're going to cut the yam, okay? We're going to peel it, right? So initially, I was going to use some of the yam, but after I was peeling, I realized that, Charlie, I'll need all of it, okay? So usually, this is how I peel my yam. I don't want to put it in my hand and just be peeling away with a knife. It has cut my finger before, just as I was doing shrim with the knife. The tip of my fingers was gone. So I like to do that and just cut it down, right? So this is how you cut it. You just divide your yam into 2 and then you cut it into cubes. This is not cubes, but like if you can do cubes, fine. But you cut it into bite sizes like that, okay? So as you see me do right now. So the sizes must be the same, right? Or try and make the sizes the same. So that is all our yam peeled, cut, and I'm going to wash this nicely. Wash it about 3 to 4 times, okay? Make sure there's no sand on it, right? So now the next step is we're going to cook our ingredients, right? So Nyorma is basically, as I mentioned, is Mportormportor, right? But Akuapim food, we call it Nyorma. You know, Akuapims, we call it Nyorma. And we do it in a similar way we do fufu. Or we eat it in a similar way we eat fufu. In Mportormportor, you cook everything, you blend everything together. It's all in, and you eat it like, as one. But this is not like that. So in goes in all my vegetables, my tomatoes, onions, my chili, my garlic, and my ginger. Okay, so I'll set it on fire here, and then it's going to cook. Once the vegetables are nice and soft, I'll take it out, and then I will blend it. So it looks like we are making soup around the yam. It's very interesting concept. It's very interesting dish. And trust me, it's a very delicious dish. Okay. So here I'm adding my pig feet. The reason is we all know that pig feet is very, very salty. And the Toolo beef is salty as well. So if you've noticed, I didn't add any salt to this, right? I only washed my Toolo beef, and the pig feet I've already cooked it, boiled it, right? And now the salt has reduced considerably, right? So you add it in and you cook, so that the salt that is going to come out of this salty meat will season your yam for you. If it's not enough, then you add some, right? So I've come in, my vegetables are nice and soft. I'm taking out my onions, my chilies, my garlic, my ginger, and the tomatoes. I'll take everything out all together. I'm going to blend it, okay? Once that is blended, you don't need any spices. So this one is just straightforward. The spices lie, or not spices, I say the flavor lies in the meat, the Toolo beef, and then the pig feet, okay? So, now you see I've blended it nicely, and now I've poured it. Now it looks like, we are making soup around the yam. That's how it looks. So now goes in my fish, okay? You don't want to introduce the fish early, otherwise it's like, it mashes up, or it breaks up. It's just you won't see it full again. The next time you see it, so once it's nice and cooked, you just bring it out. When I say bring it out, I mean so you take your yam. So traditionally, what we do is you take out all the yam, and you're going to mash it in your apotoyua. So my mom used to make a lot of this. Just apotoyua no, or the asanka no, will be full. Then she will use a scoop to scoop everybody's own into a bowl. Then she'll scoop the soup around it. Okay. So when you are mashing this, you're not going to mash it smooth. You just mash it with some of the yam, like, chunks of the yam in it. And this is where you add your oil, right? Add your oil and then finish mashing it and make sure everything is mixed together. So if you make a lot and you're going to be serving it, you just use a spoon to scoop it and then you try and mold it nicely. But here it was me that I was going to eat. And if I'm dress it anyway, all that I did is to bring it all together so that it's all like one lump, and then you scoop the soup around it. Trust me, my people, this food, yeah. One trick is make sure say make sure say you have enough chilies in this soup, okay? And as I mentioned earlier, traditionally you mash all the yam, but me, I didn't want to. I wanted to leave some of the yam in so that I can be eating just the yam. You see, the yam has soaked most of the not most, I can say, the flavors from the soup, and it is so gorgeous, delicious. She said, you should see the way I made it. I said, even as I'm doing this voiceover, my hands are in the air, going up and down like that. So let's see how I said this did.
Yeah. So I'm going to try this, okay? So let's get in and see how it looks like.
Well, I hope you like this recipe, okay? I hope you give it a try. Yeah, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Just watch my review.
My world. You can go in for just one yam and soup like that. You can eat with your fingers. My grandmother, my great grandmother, she had something up. She had problems with spoons. She doesn't understand why we use spoons. So she ate everything with her fingers. So she would do that. But no, me, I'll use a spoon. I prefer a spoon. That's a big one. Very good. Try it and you love it.
So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye.